She reads the initial volume and records it in her notebook. She then opens up the valve and allows the sodium hydroxide to flow. As you can tell, the water in the flask is turning pink. Okay, she finished her titration, and then she's going to read what her final volume is and write that in her notebook. That way we know what the volume, we can subtract that with the volume initial and find how much volume we had. This is our dirty run, so we did make sure that it was a little bit more pink than it should be in the real titrations. First, she's measuring the initial volume of the NaOH in her burette. She begins by releasing some of the sodium hydroxide into her KHP solution. The solution has almost reached its equivalence point, and you can see as she swirls the flask to ensure that it's evenly mixed.
Alright, so this is the titration. This is the initial, which is 2.7, I believe. 2.7. So then I write that down here. I'm shaking it to mix it all up so we get a result. Is that good? Shaking.
First thing I'm going to do is read the initial volume on the burette, and then I'll write it down in my lab notebook. I'm swirling the Erlenmeyer flask to make sure that the solution is thoroughly mixed in order to make sure that we reach the equivalence point at the right time. The last thing I'm doing is recording the final volume of our solution and then recording it in my notebook.
Priming the burette is done before the titration starts. We fill the burette up with water and the sodium hydroxide all the way to the top and open the valve of the burette to let it run through. This is done 3 times to ensure no other contaminants are put into our titration.
Titrations are performed in order to calculate the concentration of an unknown solution by titrating the unknown with a solution of a known concentration. Before you begin, you must know the molarity of the known substance, the initial volume of the solution in the burette, and the volume in the flask. The final volume of the solution should be recorded in order to determine the total volume and then the molarity. You read the volume by looking at the meniscus, which is the bubble shape, the half circle shape that's in the burette. Read it from eye level and read from the bottom of the meniscus in order to find the proper volume.